sprout, sprout, sprout.
It's something that grows from a small part, like a seed or a bud, into a new plant or a tiny version of an adult thing. Here is a sample sentence. The tiny green shoots on the seedling began to sprout into small leaves within a week.
Spur, spur, spur.
It's something that encourages or motivates someone to do something, often by making them feel excited or eager. Here is a sample sentence. The cowboy's spur jingled as he rode his horse across the open range. In this sentence, spur refers to a metal device on the heel of a horse riding boot that is used to urge the horse forward.
Square, square, square.
It's something that is even on all sides, with no corners or edges that are different from each other. Here's a sample sentence. The large square in the city center was filled with people enjoying the street performers and food vendors.
Squash, squash, squash.
It's a type of vegetable that gets cooked down to make a soft, mushy food. Here is a sample sentence. The gardener carefully harvested the ripe squash from her vine and set it aside to be cooked for dinner.
Squat, squat, squat.
This action involves sitting on the floor with your legs apart, often used as a temporary or makeshift seat. Here is a sample sentence. After a long run, she decided to squat down and stretch her legs. This sentence demonstrates the verb squat in action, meaning to lower oneself down on their haunches or sit with one's heels flat on the ground.
Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
To press or compress something tightly, making it smaller or more compact. Here is a sample sentence. She had to squeeze through the narrow doorway to get into the tiny room.
Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel.
This small animal is known for storing food in hidden spots, often in trees or underground. It has a bushy tail and likes to jump from branch to branch. Here is a sample sentence. The squirrel scampered up the tree, its bushy tail flicking back and forth as it chattered excitedly.
Stab, stab, stab.
To stab means to quickly and sharply push something into someone or something with force, usually causing pain or harm. Here is a sample sentence. She tried to defend herself, but he managed to stab her in the arm with his knife.
Stability, stability, stability.
It's a state where things don't change or move around too much, and they stay the same for a while. Here is a sample sentence. The government's economic policies have contributed to stability in the country, allowing businesses and individuals to feel more secure about their financial futures. This sentence demonstrates how the concept of stability can be used in a real-world context. Let me know if you'd like another example.
Stable, stable, stable.
This word refers to something that doesn't move or change much and is safe and secure. Here's a sample sentence. The old barn was converted into a stable where horses were kept. This sentence demonstrates the word stable as a noun, referring to a building or enclosure used to house animals, typically horses.
Stack, stack, stack.
It's something that is piled up, one on top of another. Here is a sample sentence. The student carefully placed each book on top of the last one, creating a tall stack that threatened to topple over.
Stadium, stadium, stadium.
A large outdoor or indoor building where people gather to watch sports, concerts, or other events. Here is a sample sentence. The city's new stadium, which could hold over 60,000 fans, was officially opened with a sold-out game between the home team and their arch rivals.
Staff, staff, staff.
It's a group of people who work together to help someone or something, often in an official or important role. Here is a sample sentence. The hospital staff worked tirelessly to care for patients during the flu outbreak. In this example, staff refers to the group of people who work at the hospital, including doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals.
Stagger, stagger, stagger.
This word means to walk or move with unsteady steps, often because you're feeling dizzy or unsure. Here's a sample sentence. The crowd was left stunned and silent after the news, with many people staggering backward in shock. In this example, stagger means to walk or move unsteadily, often due to surprise or shock.
Stain, stain, stain.
It's something that marks or discolors a surface, often making it look dirty or imperfect. Here is a sample sentence. The red wine spilled on the carpet left an ugly stain that was difficult to remove.
Staircase, staircase, staircase.
A series of steps that go up or down, connecting different levels or floors. Here is a sample sentence. The grand staircase in the mansion's foyer was adorned with intricate carvings and ornate chandeliers.
Stake, stake, stake.
It's something that you put into or on something else, usually to hold it up or make it secure. Here is a sample sentence. The investors decided to put their money on the line and take a stake in the new startup, hoping it would pay off in the long run. In this example, stake refers to a share or interest in something, in this case the startup, often with some level of risk involved.
Stale, stale, stale.
This word means something that has lost its freshness or appeal because it's been around for too long. Here's a sample sentence. The bread had gone stale after being left out on the counter all day. This sentence illustrates how stale can be used to describe something, in this case, bread, that has lost its freshness or vitality.
Stalk, stalk, stalk.
To move quietly and secretly behind someone or something, often with the intention of watching them. Here is a sample sentence. The detective suspected that the suspect was stalking his ex-girlfriend, following her everywhere she went. In this example, stalking means to follow someone secretly and often in an intimidating or threatening manner.
Stall, stall, stall.
It means to stop or slow down something that was moving, often because you can't go any further or don't want to continue. Here is a sample sentence. The vendor tried to sell his wares, but the stall was empty except for a few scattered trinkets.